Welcome back, my holistic soul sisters. It's me, Mandy Rose, your relational astrologer, and I am back after a long hiatus from doing astro weather content. I had to make sure I found the time at the busiest time of the year between Christmas and New Year's to sit down to record this video for you because there is so much going on in the astrology right now, and it's going to launch us into a very energetic, exciting new chapter, new beginning year of 2023. So in this video, I'm going to bring you all about this Mercury retrograde that kicks off on December 29th. We're going to touch base a little bit still on Mars, who's still retrograde, and I'm also going to just summarize the astro energy as we're leaving this year and entering into next year. So it's going to be kind of an overview video, but we are really going to focus on my traditional retrograde videos where I give you the do's, the don'ts, what to expect, and the times and dates that you should mark in your calendar to pay attention while Mercury is retrograde. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This will be a full video for you, and I want to make sure I give you all the important things you need to know. So first of all, I am recording this video on December 26th, so we are about to leave 2022, and I want to kind of give you a quick little update on the astro energy and where we're currently at as Mercury is getting ready to turn retrograde on the 29th. So currently now we have Jupiter who has entered Aries. This is very exciting for us because Jupiter in Aries gives us the power and the energy to be independent, to be free thinking, to be direct, to make moves, take action, and make those decisions that we've been needing to make, but maybe have been a little fearful. So we're going to have this Aries, what I call the toddler under 7 energy, being bold, demanding its needs and wants to be met, and just pursuing the things that give you passion and purpose and creativity. Aries is a fire sign. Jupiter expands whatever energy he is in. He is the one that brings abundance and prosperity, luck, blessings, opportunities. He is a great teacher full of wisdom. And so his journey that started on December 20th in the zodiac sign of Aries will last us all the way until May 14th. So this is going to be a 5 months of taking action, moving forward. Now, specifically within your birth chart, you're going to want to know what house, what area of life Aries rules for you, because this is the area of life between December 20th and May 14th. You're going to get a major boost. So as we're currently going into this Mercury retrograde, we have Jupiter preparing and acting already in the zodiac sign of Aries. Now, in addition to that, we still have Saturn, our tough love dad, our dear, grandfather time, the taskmaster, timekeeper, the karmic enforcer, still in the zodiac sign of Aquarius, but he is on his way out. So as we are ending 2022, Saturn has completed all of the retrogrades that he's needed to do in the zodiac sign of Aquarius. If you are currently going through your Saturn return, meaning you were born with a Saturn in Aquarius, you are on the tail end of your Saturn return. So this is super exciting. Saturn will officially leave the zodiac sign of Aquarius on March 7th, moving into the zodiac sign of Pisces, where he will be for about 2.5 years. So this is exciting. We are wrapping up and finishing learning those Saturn tough love lessons, implementing more structure, routine, discipline, and boundaries in the Aquarius area of our life. Also something you're going to want to look at in your birth chart. But collectively, what we're trying to all understand and implement in our life is more authenticity, Aquarius, more innovation in our life, being more future-oriented, getting rid of the past, structure and routines that are going to help us move into the future. So Saturn is still in Aquarius as we move into this Mercury retrograde. Now let's talk about Mars retrograde a little bit. So Mars, we know Mars is the masculine. Mars is the energy within inside of us that is all about taking action, making decisions, moving forward. It represents our chi, our stamina, our life force energy, the part of us that makes stuff happen in our lives. Now, if you have not began to understand this Mars retrograde in the zodiac sign of Gemini's energy yet, I highly recommend you go back and watch the video I did on the Mars retrograde, because Mars has been in the zodiac sign of Gemini since August 20th. Now, he's a fast-moving planet, right? The masculine. He likes to go, go, go and do, do, do. He typically hangs out in a zodiac sign for about 6 weeks max. But due to the fact that he is retrograding right now, he is stuck in the zodiac sign of Gemini for 7 months, all the way from August 20th until March of 2023. So this is a serious lesson that Mars is trying to teach us in the energy of Gemini. Now, Gemini is all about the mind. It is an air sign, so it's thinking, it's intellectualism, it's communication, it's conversation, it's networking with other people, it's being curious, it's learning new things and speaking your truth and everything that has to do with the mind, communication, speaking, connecting with others. So there's this masculine energy of doing and taking action that we're meant to learn in this season. But most specifically as Mars, our chi and our stamina, our desire to move forward, is now retrograde in an air sign of the mind. We're supposed to currently be learning this lesson of slowing down the mind, reversing and going inwards. We don't need to always be having conversations. We don't need to always be learning and listening to podcasts and taking in more information. We don't need to always be socializing and having this massive social calendar with all of these obligations. We're not meant to take action every single day and be in constant motion. This Mars retrograde that has been going on since October 30th and will continue on until the first 2 weeks of 2023 has been such a massive learning retrograde. So again, go back to that video I did on that Mars retrograde and the things that we're supposed to be learning, but understand as we move into 2023, we are not only going to be starting this Mercury retrograde that we're about to talk about, but we're currently also in a Mars retrograde. Very important energy to understand as we move into 2023. It's not going to feel like a new year because Mars, our action, our stamina, and our chi, retrograde, slow down, lower vitality, lower mental cognitive ability, lower desire to do things and accomplish tasks. And then Mercury, our planet of communication, of thinking, of analyzing, of comprehending, of negotiating, of making contracts and signing deals, he's also going to be retrograde. So not only is our energy retrograde, Mars, our mind will be retrograde, Mercury. So we are not meant to jump into 2023 with action and plan and to-do and goals and all these things. Not yet. I promise you, you're going to have enough time for that in 2023 because it is an action-packed full year. We're going to have 12 weeks with no retrogrades. We got Jupiter in the first sign of Aries. We've got new eclipses coming in. We've got Jupiter moving into a second sign for the second half of the year. There's so much new energy in 2023, and I will bring you a video on that. But most importantly, I will be doing my annual 2023 forecast webinar. And if that's something you would like to participate in, I will be selling tickets. They will be going up next week. It's about 2 hours where I dive in month to month, giving you all the energies, things to do at different times of the year, what you can expect, how to find different astrological weather events that are happening next year, the major ones in your chart, seeing how they will impact you, and all of that. So stay tuned. You can find all the details on our Instagram at holistic.soul.sisters. In addition, if you have already purchased your 2023 retrograde astrology journal, you will get a ticket to that Astro weather forecast event for free. So I still have some copies available before the next batch comes in from the publishing company. If you're unfamiliar with the 2023 astrology retrograde journal, I go through every single retrograde. Like for instance, this is Pluto's retrograde. I teach you who that life coach planet is, what happens when he goes retrograde, the zodiac sign he will be retrograding through and what that energy and that theme will be. I give you the lesson you're meant to be learning, what to expect, a perfect time to do these certain things, kind of like a bucket list during that retrograde, some do's and don'ts, and then I give you journal prompts to fill out at the beginning of the retrograde, in the middle of the retrograde, and then come back at the end of the retrograde. And notice how much you've learned and grown through that life coach planet's retrograde by looking at and reflecting on the journal prompts you filled out at the beginning of that retrograde. Not only do I have retrogrades in here, I have new moons, I have full moons with rituals, crystals, herbs, the chakras that you can work on during those new and full moons, journal prompts for all of them. And in addition, I also give you an overview calendar of the month, the major astrological energy. And lastly, in this retrograde journal, you will also get the sun seasons. So if you are still trying to learn astrology and understand what all the zodiac signs mean, for instance, we just talked about Mars retrograde and Gemini. If you're still unfamiliar with what Gemini energy means, you will see in the retrograde journal, we have a whole page of Gemini season, when the sun is in Gemini, with bucket lists and what that energy means, and the shadow energies and the positive energies and journal prompts and all the things, so you can learn month by month what each zodiac sign energy means and how you can embody that in your life. So by the end of one full year, you are going to have so much more comprehension of not only astrology, but astro weather events, each planet, each zodiac sign, etc. So you can grab a copy of this. The link is in the description box below. I will mail it out immediately, and hopefully we'll have it in time for the first full moon of the year, which is January 6th in the zodiac sign of Cancer. We will be having 2 full moons in the zodiac sign of Cancer this year, so you can grab your journal. In addition, we also will have a page right when you open it up to the Mercury retrograde we're talking about in today's video. There's also a page for the Mars retrograde with the journal prompts as well. So much information there for you. Let's keep moving on though. Now that we understand where Jupiter is in Aries, Saturn's still in Aquarius in his home stretch, teaching us his final lessons, then we have Mars still retrograde in Gemini, and last but not least, we talk about Venus. Now, Venus plays a vital role in this Mercury retrograde. So let's just move right on into the current astro weather event of Mercury's retrograde through the zodiac sign of Capricorn. Now, to begin, we need to understand that Mercury actually entered the zodiac sign of Capricorn way back on December 6th. So on December 6th, we felt this energetic shift of Mercury, our mind, and the way that we're thinking and the way that we're processing and the information we're wanting to gather and how we're speaking with people and the language we're using. All of that shifts as Mercury moves from one zodiac sign to the next. Now, Mercury was in Sagittarius in November and moving into December. So if you think back, just to last month, your mind may have been more explorative, more adventurous, trying to learn new things, meeting new people, because Sagittarius is the wanderer, the free spirit energy. But when Mercury moves into Capricorn, like it did on December 6th, we are now thinking about long-term goals. Capricorn is the GOAT, greatest of all time. Whatever it does, it wants to be the most successful. It is an earth energy. Earth energies are being realistic, practical, like right here in your physical reality, your 3D, everyday today life. How can you make that successful? How can you implement the things from your mind into your existence every day to move forward? Capricorn wants to be at the top. So it is about success, determination, achievement, being recognized, being appreciated. So our minds since December 6th have already been in this energy of like, my goals and what I want and what do I want to keep for the long term, right? Even during the Christmas season, were you already in the back of your mind starting to think about next year and what do you want to accomplish in your life and around your home and with your family and trips you want to take? Like, we've already been in this Mercury mind energy of Capricorn, of success, long-term vision, and goals. But then as we moved into December 12th, another date to note on your calendar and to look back on is on December 12th, Mercury moved to 8 degrees of Capricorn. Now, this is what we call his pre-shadow phase, because it's the area of the sky that he will return back to on the day that his retrograde ends on January 18th. So Mercury's retrograde is from the degree points of 24 degrees of Capricorn back to 8 degrees of Capricorn. And from that day, December 12th, until he begins his retrograde on December 29th, is the area of the sky that he will move all the way back through. Now, what does that mean for you and me? Well, it means all the things in our life that have come up in conversation, in learning, in projects, in creation. Maybe it's a contract you had to sign. Maybe it's a negotiation you've had to make. Maybe it's a purchase that you're trying to buy something like a house or a car or an item that you were trying to purchase around Christmas time. Maybe it's a trip or travel plans that you were thinking of making. Anything that deals with Mercury from December 12th until his retrograde begins on the 29th will be areas of life that you will come back to as Mercury retrogrades back to 8 degrees of Capricorn. So it's just something to pay attention to. If you wanted to buy something, you might have to go back and check the warranty or return it. Maybe it's a trip that you were trying to plan, but you didn't get enough information, or you're debating on if you should buy travel insurance. Maybe you realize that you booked something wrong or you want to add an extra day. Maybe you're trying to have a negotiation with somebody for the upcoming year, a long-term contract. Again, it's in Capricorn. So it has to do with goal setting, long-term visions, planning, success, achievement, making things happen in your life. So that's kind of the overlying theme of this Mercury retrograde and the dates to pay attention to. So his retrograde officially kicks off on December 29th, meaning we move into the energy of 2023 with Mercury retrograde. This is beautiful. I know it sounds kind of like, oh, what a way to begin the year. But we're able to harness this power of Mercury, our mind, wanting to go back, wanting to restructure, replan, reorganize, double check, make sure that our Capricorn long-term goals, Capricorn vision, Capricorn reality, Capricorn organization and structure, so we can be the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is completed precisely because we've had the time to go back. Now, I know that might be frustrating energetically because you want to launch into the new year and make your plans and do your vision board and start your whole year, because we've really been in an energetic astrological season for the last 3 years of not only coming to a grounding halt, but a complete pause in 2021 to a realization and an acceptance that life isn't going to go back to the way it was, and we're going to have to change it. We're going to have to start from the foundation in some areas of life, and now we just want to get going. We just want our new life to be, and we just want to move on and move forward. But take a deep breath as you move into 2023, because not yet. Not yet. It is worth taking the extra time to embrace this Mercury retrograde, which only lasts 3 weeks, by the way. It's very short. 3 weeks is a Mercury retrograde, because it's going to be worth that extra time, even if it's delayed, even if you don't get to start right away, because once you have that plan, you're going to be able to launch faster in a more precise direction. Trust me on this one. Now, I see people left and right planning and goal setting and whatever. We have free will. Remember, astrology is not predictive. I'm just bringing you the energy that you can work with. So if your friend, your neighbor, your business partner, whatever, wants to start their goals on January 1st, have at it. Have at it. But I'm telling you, they're going to have to come back to something. There's going to be something in the contract that they missed. There's going to be a delay later on. There's going to be something. So just slow down these first 2 weeks. Also acknowledging that the Gregorian calendar that we follow in our modern day, with January 1st being the beginning of the year, has absolutely nothing to do with astrology or the energies of the universe. It is made up, it is man-made. There are some overlaps. Currently the sun is in Capricorn. So Capricorn is, again, the GOAT, the energy of success and accomplishment and achievement and boundaries and discipline. We are feeling that because the sun is there. And so it does make sense that we have New Year's resolutions in January, but January 1st is like a made up date. So there are some overlaps as we talk about that. And maybe I will make a video on the overlaps of the astrological calendar with the energy of the Gregorian calendar. But that's a whole nother video. But understanding, just need to know the first 2 weeks are about taking it slow, going back over things, slowing down the mind. Mars chi, Mars stamina, Mars vitality in Gemini, which is the zodiac sign ruled by Mercury. So our mind, our conversation, our networking, posting on social media is a big, big thing because Mercury rules communication. Capricorn is our work, it's our profession. And so if you need social media for your job, this wouldn't be a good time to do it. And also with Mars being in Gemini, which is the communication and socializing sign. So there's just a lot of overlap with these two retrogrades that is giving us a hello red flag. It's not time to launch. It's not time to begin. It's not time to do. It is time to strategize. Again, I talked about this in that Mars retrograde in Gemini video I posted about a month ago. Strategize season. I just want you to think of it this way. If you are driving through your town from your home to the mall and you have to follow your GPS, you are looking at your GPS and looking at your GPS. When do I have to turn? When do I have to turn? You might be in the left lane when you should have been in the right lane. You might have missed the light turning red and now you're stuck at another red light because you're looking at your map constantly. Maybe there's an accident and you have to reroute the map and you realize you have to go back around the block one more time. We don't want that energy coming into 2023 with us. Instead, memorize your map, memorize your plan, know exactly what you want to do for the year. Have it down to the details, the nitty gritty. When I make this amount of money, when this much money is in my bank account, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to hire this person. Start researching the kind of people you want to hire. Maybe in your home, you're trying to do a renovation project. Get researching on materials and manufacturers and options, right? The more research, the more details, the more information for your long-term goal Capricorn that you can have, you don't need your map anymore. You literally know the route from home to the mall with shortcuts. You know how long the lights last, so you know which ones you have to kind of speed through the yellow light for, and where you can take a right-hand turn and go down a back alley. That's the kind of map we want to have energetically for 2023, because things are going to be thrown at us left, right, new eclipses, Jupiter in Aries, then Jupiter in Taurus, then all these full moons, then Saturn's moving into Pisces, then Pluto's moving into Aquarius, where no one on planet Earth has ever been alive in that energy before. The last time that happened is when the United States began over 250 years ago. So I'm telling you, you're going to want to know your map. So down pat for your 2023. So take the 2 weeks to strategize, to game plan, to organize, to slow down. That is the major lesson I can really give you from this Mercury retrograde into the next year. So that kind of being said with the overview of this Mercury retrograde. Now there is that planet Venus, which I shortly brought up that we need to talk about. She has a very important role in this Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to pull up the chart here again. And what I want you to look at is where we have Mercury at 24 degrees of Capricorn on December 29th. Now he has made it through his pre-shadow phase from 8 degrees of Capricorn to 24. On December 29th, he is now going to go back to 8 degrees where he began on December 12th. So we are now going to be in a season of reflection, going back to those conversations, any contracts, negotiations, like I mentioned earlier. We're going to now be in a season of reviewing, reflecting, redoing, whatever with the word re, because it is retrograde season. So in the astrology, as we're leading up from Christmas up to this Mercury retrograde on the 29th, Mercury's in front. And Venus is following behind him. So Mercury's just doing his thing. And on the 29th, he stops and he pauses and he turns around to retrograde back to 8 degrees of Capricorn. But as he turns around, Venus bumps into him. So on day 1 of Mercury's retrograde, Venus comes in to infuse her energy into Mercury as he moves back. Now, Venus is going to keep moving forward and she's actually going to run into Pluto, which is a whole nother topic of conversation that I will touch base on in this week's What's in the Stars Saturday. So make sure you're following us over on Instagram at holistic.soul.sisters. I will be posting a video right after I film this one on what's currently in the stars with each planet. So Venus moves on to Pluto. Mercury goes backwards in the sky back to 8 degrees of Capricorn, but he now has that energy of Venus. Who is Venus again? Well, she is our love, self-love, and love we give to others. She rules over our relationships, our money, our pleasure, our material possessions. All the things that we love in life are ruled by Venus. So as she moves into Mercury, she gives him compassion. She gives him love. She gives him priorities and values and what brings us pleasure. So as he moves back in Mercury, the mind, we're rethinking Capricorn, long-term goals, success, achievement, what we want for the future. It's going to be infused with this Venus of like, what do I really love? What's truly going to bring me pleasure? As I redo, reanalyze, recommit, restructure, reorganize, regame plan, like really get my vision down for the next year, I'm going to be infusing that with my love, self-love, boundaries, love I give to others. What truly brings me pleasure? What do I really love to do on a day-to-day basis? Like, this is so freaking beautiful, and thank you for Venus for doing this for us for that retrograde season, because Venus has been in the zodiac sign of Capricorn now for a couple weeks. And every time she is in Capricorn, she is helping us love our vision, love our Capricorn goals, helping us really evaluate what we want for the future long term that is going to bring us pleasure. So that's absolutely beautiful. And Venus will be on her way out, moving into the zodiac sign of Aquarius by next week. But I just love that on the 29th, she infuses Mercury as he moves backwards, and then she keeps going on with her own journey. So something to really understand as well, as you're planning your goals, as you're setting up that roadmap, as you're strategizing and slowing down, really asking yourself, what do I love? What brings me pleasure? How can I infuse more boundaries of myself and prioritizing myself, love and wants and needs into my Capricorn future, and using the mind to think and strategize and analyze over these things? Absolutely beautiful energy. So that about sums up this Mercury retrograde. Know that Mercury will be retrograde all the way until January 18th. Mars comes out of retrograde on January 12th. 6 days later, Mercury, that we're just talking about, is coming out of his retrograde. And 4 days after that, Uranus will be out of retrograde on January 22nd. So anything you want to launch, do, create, buy, purchase, whatever, move forward in your life on, I would highly advise to wait until January 22nd. That is why I am not doing the astrological forecast event until the second week of January. That's why I will be taking a little bit more of a rest and brainstorming what I want to bring you on this channel, over on TikTok at the Relational Astrologer, and a course that I'm creating for parents to help you better understand your children's astrology. I'm doing all the back end stuff so I can launch and bring you so much value and purpose and creativity and everything that is brewing inside of me to life. So know that for you, January 22nd, green light go. We are completely out of all retrogrades, and we will not have another retrograde from January 22nd all the way until April 21st. That is 12 weeks of go time. So like I said, I promise you there'll be enough time in the Astro weather to do all the things that you're going to feel like you're slowing down and not doing in the next 2 weeks. So with that, I'm going to leave you with what I always do in my retrograde videos, and that is some do's and don'ts for Mercury's retrograde in the zodiac sign of Capricorn. Now, the first thing I would do is I would absolutely do some reviewing of all of your social platforms. Capricorn ruling long-term goals and vision. It also rules our career and our profession, what we're recognized and known for in this world, the title that we're called. So do some reviewing of your social media and see if what other people are seeing on your TikTok, on your Instagram, on your LinkedIn, on even your email like signature when you send an email. What are other people seeing, and is that how you want to be recognized, known for in this world, the title you want to be called, right? How are you being perceived, and how is that affecting your long-term goals and visions? So I would do some massive reviewing of my social media. The second thing I would do during this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is I would go back over any negotiations, contracts, payments. That could be credit card contracts. That could be if you're trying to purchase something large in the upcoming year. That could be maybe something you've already signed last year, right? Maybe you want to renegotiate your car insurance. Maybe you want to renegotiate a deal that you made with someone. Maybe you're doing a business collaboration and you don't feel like it's fair anymore, right? So look at your long-term goals and where you want to go, and look at where you might have to go back over current existing contracts, negotiations, deals, things that are already implemented, and how can you tweak and edit and revise them for your next upcoming year and in the direction you want to go. The third thing that I would do during this Mercury retrograde is really analyzing your commitment to certain things in your life, right? Capricorn is all about commitment because small, steady steps lead to that long-term goal, like the goat climbing the mountain. If it notices that there's a rock or something, it will come back down a couple elevation feet before it turns around and goes up the other side of the mountain. So look at your commitments. What are you currently committed to on a regular basis? Now, is that waking up in the morning and taking time for yourself? Is it waking up and getting moving? Are you committed to, maybe you have to do something for family or friends or your neighbors, a commitment you took on. Maybe it's your role within your profession or industry. You made some commitments. Maybe you need to make some new commitments to yourself. You need to commit to taking the time to eating healthier. Maybe you need to commit to calling your best friend more. Look at your commitments and how your day-to-day is laid out, and is that in alignment to or with the things you want to commit to and have for your long-term goals? I hope that made sense. Now let's move on to the don'ts. The don'ts are just as important as the do's, if not more so. So the first thing I would not do during this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, specifically for this one, since Mars is still retrograde, is launch anything new. Just wait, because two reasons. One, you're maybe going to have to come back and redo your launch. Maybe you realize that the language you used or the price point that you were trying to sell something at isn't working, and you might have to redo your whole game plan or marketing strategy. But also, number two, understand everyone else, your customers specifically, are also being influenced by Mercury and Mars's retrograde. So they're not listening to as many podcasts. They're not trying to learn new things. They're not trying to do more. Everyone is trying to slow down, minimize, get clear, come up with goals, come up with plans. And it's going to take your customers, clients, friends, whomever, 2 weeks into January to be ready to step into something new, to commit to whatever it is they want to do for the next upcoming year. It's going to take your customers time, and your friends and your family and everyone in your life that you want to associate with, right, in the upcoming year, some time to get clear on what they too want. So it just would not be a good time for business launching, business selling, anything like that. Give people a moment to chill, and then the customers or clients you attract will be more in alignment because they're clear on their goals, you're clear on what your goals are, and things will come more into alignment. Again, like I said, the Astro energy for next year is going to be full of moving forward and exciting things, so you're not missing out on anything, trust me. Second don't for this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is I would be very cautious of any kind of conversations I'm having that aren't in alignment with what I truly want. So what I mean by that is don't say things verbally out loud that you don't want to happen. So for instance, if I say to my partner, you never clean the dishwasher, I'm saying something into existence that will continue moving on forward. But if I say, I love when you clean the dishwasher, is this something you could do for me, right? I am opening it up with my language of what I do want, not what I don't want to continue. So be very careful with your language, your words, what you're speaking into existence, because you have Jupiter in Aries right now. That is powerful. Jupiter magnetizes. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the warrior. It is like, let's do the damn thing, manifesting completely. Mars being our words and our fighter energy, being retrograde, as we're trying to reevaluate how we're speaking and how we're speaking things most importantly into existence. So do not speak or say things during this Mercury retrograde that you do not want to come into existence. So this is again going to take you to slowing down the mind, slowing down your thoughts, slowing down, being aware, present moment awareness, what is coming out of your mouth. This never happens to me. I never win anything. I keep losing clients. Whatever you're saying, be very careful. Don't say things you don't want to come true, okay? And then finally, my last don't for this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is don't buy new items. I know it's the holidays. I know maybe you got some bonuses. I know maybe you're like really excited to add on things into your life. No, I would just wait to buy, wait to purchase, wait, because again, Venus is our planet of money, of what we love, our material possessions. And since she infused Mercury with her energy as he's going retrograde, she's going to help us reevaluate Mercury, our mind, rethink of what we really love. So you might go out and buy this like really expensive TV that you like think you love and think you want, but then you put it up on your wall and you realize that money that you spent on it, you could have bought a smaller TV and you could have took that extra money to do something you really loved. And that was like maybe going on a trip or maybe going to an amazing restaurant that you've always wanted to go to, right? So by the end of Mercury's retrograde with that Venus infusion of material possessions and what you love and what brings you pleasure might be different as you reevaluate, restructure your game plan and the things that you want long-term for your life, Capricorn, right? So just wait to buy things on January 18th when Mercury comes out of retrograde. If you still want it, if you still love it, if you know for sure it's in alignment with your vision, your goals, your desires, go buy it then. It might even be more on sale by then. So just something to note as you move through the next 3 weeks of Mercury's retrograde in Capricorn. And with that, I think I've brought you so much information. I hope this was helpful. It is not my traditional video where I just talk about a retrograde or a new moon or a full moon. I wanted to really add in the flavor of the current astro weather and what we can look forward to in the upcoming year. So if you like this kind of video, if you like my content, please comment and share with me what has been helpful for you. How are you feeling as you're moving into the upcoming year? And also, like I mentioned, if you want to purchase your 2023 Astrology Retrograde Journal, I do have, like I said, copies still available before more come in from the publishing company in January. So just go ahead and either shoot me a message, write me an email, or just purchase directly from the link below in the description box. And I hope to see you over on holistic.soul.sisters on Instagram. That is our community bulletin board, essentially, where I post new products that are available, new astro weather workshops, if we have new podcasts, new YouTube videos. It is the place to go to know always what is going on within our community. And if you are unfamiliar with Holistic Soul Sisters, we are a brand committed to helping you heal holistically, grow spiritually, connect with others, and feel like you have a community of people that get you. So come follow us over there. Make sure you like and subscribe. I will be coming to you with many, many more astro weather updates, new moons, full moons, and even more astrology videos. With that, I'm sending you so much love and light as we move into 2023. I am taking bookings again for astrology readings. If you've never had a birth chart reading, let's start there. If you have and you're wanting to do a 2023 forecast, I love doing those for people. I've been doing so many in the month of December, helping people get ready for their year ahead, the astro weather, and how it's impacting them. And so if you are looking for that, again, you can find it in the description box below. And stay tuned, like and subscribe, because not only will I be bringing you my traditional content in 2023 with new and full moons and retrograde videos, but I will be bringing you so much more education from a relational astrology perspective, helping you have better relationships with yourself because you understand the astro weather, the current planetary alignments, and your own birth chart, but most importantly, having better relationships with the people around you because you understand maybe what they're going through due to the current astro weather and understanding their birth chart, their soul's blueprint, so you can have better harmony, peace, grace, patience, love for one another using the astrology. So stay tuned for all of that. And again, I will see you in 2023. May you have a very happy new year and a successful Mercury retrograde season.